Assalamualaikum. I hope you are having an amazing day. I'm Fatma Aslam and this is the course of Advanced Academic Reading and Writing. Today I'm going to discuss the topic how to write your assignments. As assignments are the integral part of your academic session and separate marks are allocated for this. Therefore, we must put our all efforts to make it effective and presentable. In this topic, I will discuss further subtopics which includes what is an assignment, how to write your assignment, how to plan your assignment, what is the basic structure for writing an assignment, what should be the perfect layout to present your assignment, how to avoid plagiarism while writing your assignment, and some common mistakes while doing your assignments. All these topics will assist you in writing an effective assignment. So let's begin our topic. What is an assignment? An assignment is a task or a piece of work that is assigned to someone to do it in a particular period of time. Especially this is the part of your job or the part of the academic studies. Assignments can be written or can be oral. But in this particular topic, I'm going to discuss the written academic assignments. As assignment is a broader term which encompasses various types of projects. Your teacher might ask you to write an essay or a research paper, lab report, case study, programming assignment, and many other forms of academic writing. If we talk particularly about an essay assignment, it is something which is very relatable to the assignments which you are assigned in your university. As the teacher asks you to write an assignment on a particular topic and he or she assign a particular time period for for this assignment, what you people have to do, you have to read the title of the assignment, then you have to conduct research on this particular topic. You can use the resources like internet or the books in your library, or you can also utilize the ebooks to find the material related to the particular essay. Then you have to organize the whole material in a logical way, and you have to present the assignment to your teacher in the given time. But if your assignment can be a research paper, it can be a different attempt. You have to conduct a proper research on the given title. Then you have to see the audience from whom you have to collect the data. You have to design the questionnaires, you have to design the interview questions, you have to go to collect the data, you have to analyze the data using different instruments or the tools or the softwares, and then you have to combine the whole results. You have to give the summary of the research, and then you have to conclude your research by giving the reliable or the authentic references. So the research paper is a kind of a detailed assignment. There is another type of assignment too, in which you have to give the review of a book, of a article, in which you have to provide the particular evidences about the book, that the idea or the thought which is presented in a particular book or article, you have to justify the stance with the help of evidence. You can collect the evidence from different other books, from different articles which are available on internet, or you can approach them by visiting a library. So these are some of the definitions of the assignment. As an assignment is a task or a piece of work which is assigned to someone for a particular period of time, and the assignment can be in the form of an essay, a research paper, a review, a case study, or a lab report or a programming assignment, or it can be any kind of assignment. But the main purpose behind giving such kind of assignments is to increase the learning capabilities of the students. The more the students utilize their brain, the more they develop. For example, if a topic is assigned to a student and ask him to justify the title with the help of his or her own thoughts or opinions, and the student is not confined to any boundaries, he is free to express his or her opinion. Such kind of assignments help students to utilize their creative abilities and enhance his or her expression of thought. And this is proven scientifically, or this is the principle behind giving extreme creative and involving assignments to the students. The purpose of such kind of assignment is to enhance the creative capabilities of the students by writing the assignments in their own words. While writing an assignment, the students are encouraged to use their own language, to use their own words, as it is not allowed to copy and paste the previous studies and publications about the topic. Students are not allowed to utilize the thoughts or the opinions of another person which is described in a book or on any internet source or any other article. He is not allowed to utilize those thoughts in their assignments, as copy pasting of other people's thoughts and ideas in your assignment is known as plagiarism. It is a crime in academic sessions. So it is not allowed to copy and paste the previous studies. Another thing which is very important while writing an assignment is that assignment is not a piece of fiction. Assignment is based on reality. You have to give evidence of about a certain topic on which you are doing your assignment. You have to present the facts and figures about the assignment. So it is not a piece of fiction, it is something which is based on the reality. The last thing which is not recommended while doing your assignment is that it is not an undergraduate essay. While when you are in intermediate or at metric level, you are asked to write you are assigned a topic and you have to write an essay on that topic. But but that assignment was different. The assignment which you have to attempt at this level is a kind of a research assignment, or is a kind of a original work assignment, in which you have to present your own thoughts, you have to present your own ideas about the particular topic, you have to give the facts, the figures, the evidence about the topic. So for this purpose, you can quote other people's thoughts and ideas, but by giving the reference or citation, you have to give the proper reference, the proper citation from where you are copying the quote, or you have to mention the name of the author, you have to mention the name of the book from which you are taking the particular idea, and to support your evidence. The purpose of giving the reference of other people's thought is just to support your evidence that the fact that you are describing in your assignment is supported by someone else in someone else's book or in someone else's article. So uh, the purpose of giving reference or citation is to support the evidence or the facts which you are presenting in your assignment. So there is no need to copy paste the material as it is. If you want to copy paste the material, you have to give the reference. Plus you have to keep in mind the thing that your assignment must be based on reality. There must be there must be presentation of facts, the figures, and the evidences. It is a good practice to know about the main issues that one can concern about in writing assignment. So before starting an assignment, it is good to discuss the topic with someone like your teacher or your fellows or your class fellows, as it helps in understanding the concept of the topic and also assists you to plan effectively for the further details while writing an assignment. These are some of the main concerns for a student while writing an assignment, as the first task or the first step while starting your assignment is to receive the assignment topic or the question from the teacher. When you receive the assignment, the teacher asks you to complete the assignment in a particular time period. So you have to read the assignment topic or the question thoroughly. You can read the question twice or thrice to understand it completely. If there is any confusion about the title, you can ask your teacher, or you can discuss the title or the question with your fellow too, to make it clear for your next process. But the understanding of the topic at this stage is very important. The next stage is the expert the questions. Expert the questions means you have to fully understand the question. What is the demand of the question? Is the question is asking to provide any evidence, or is the question asking to write a brief essay, or you have to give review on some book, or you have to write an assignment on a research paper? You have to understand the details of the question, what the question is saying, what is the purpose of the question, what the teacher demands from this assignment. So you have to understand the question very keenly, very you have to understand the question in detail. The next or the third step is in writing an assignment is make research through internet, books, literature or lectures. When you have understood the meaning hidden in the assignment topic, then you have to conduct research to find material about to find relevant material about the topic of your assignment. You can use the resources like the internet. You can consult books. The books can be in printed form that you can approach by visiting a library of your institution, or you can go to any other public library. And you can also approach the books from the internet, which are known as the e-books, or you can explore the literature. The literature can be in the form of articles, books or blogs. Any kind of literature you can explore for collecting evidence or for collecting material related to your topic. Or you can consult the lectures which the teacher deliver in your class. Such kind of lectures also assist in writing an assignment. So these you have to utilize all the resources for collecting the material about the topic of your assignment. And lastly, when you have conducted the research, you have enough material to present your topic, you have enough material to provide facts and figures, to provide evidence about your topic, then the last step is to write up your assignment. Before writing up the assignment, you have to plan how you will write your assignment. You have to put your material in a logical way. You have to put your material in an organized way to present in the assignment. For this purpose, you have to do a proper planning, and for proper planning you have to go through from all these steps to reach the last or the final step, which is the write up of your assignment. So you have to complete all these steps in an effective manner. The very first step in writing an assignment is to receive the assignment topic and question from the teacher, and teacher will assign a deadline to complete the assignment. For the first thing the students need to do in this regard is to read the question carefully. After reading the question, the most important thing is to understand the assignment question. What is the purpose of this assignment? What is the aim of this assignment? For this purpose, the students can read the assignment topic or the question twice or thrice. But still, if there is any kind of confusion or doubt, the students can discuss the assignment topic with the teacher and ask any kind of assistance from them. Another thing the students can do in this regard is to discuss the topic with the class fellows to make it more clear. When the topic and the aim and the purpose of the topic is clear for the students, then they have to start planning to write their assignment. The first thing they have to do is to search the material relevant to the assignment topic. For this purpose, they can use different kind of sources like internet, libraries. They can explore different kind of literature to find the relevant kind of material. Plus, they have to keep in mind the deadlines of completing the assignment too. The second concern in writing an assignment is to expert the questions. Expert the question means to understand the questions thoroughly. For this purpose, the student can read the question twice or thrice, or he or she can discuss the question with the teacher and the class fellows for better understanding. And if still there is any confusion, discussion can be conducted to understand the question or the topic of the assignment more thoroughly. After understanding the question, the next step is to underline the keywords from the topic or the question of the assignment. Keywords are the main words of the question or the topic of the assignment which assist student to find the relevant material about the topic. Keywords are basically the keys which help students to research about the topic and to find relevant facts, figures, and evidence related to the topic. If the keywords are difficult to understand, the students can look up the meaning of these keywords in the dictionary or can discuss these keywords with the teacher or the class fellow for the better understanding. Another thing which is needed to be done in this step is to revise the title of the assignment in students' own words. This will help students to understand the topic more thoroughly. If a student is able to understand the topic, he is also able to write the topic in his own words. This practice helps students to understand the topic, the demand of the topic. And the last step is to plan, write up your plan. Everything which is to done must be done in a proper way, and to done a thing in a proper way one has to plan for it. And plan is a thing in which you have to write the whole process. What will be the first step of your plan, what will be the second step of your plan, what will be the third step of your plan, and the process continues. For planning an assignment, you must collect the material, you must have the facts and figures, evidences, then you have to put all these material into an organized and logical way. For this purpose, you have to prepare a plan to conduct your research on a particular assignment topic. In this stage of writing an assignment, the student has to conduct a research to find the relevant material about the assignment topic. As in the previous steps, the students are able to understand the topic thoroughly, and students are able to understand the keywords which help them in conducting research on the assignment topic. Now in this step, the students will conduct the research using different sources like the internet, books, articles, and literature. All these sources will help them to find material which is relevant to the assignment topic and which is according to the keywords. The student will conduct research on internet by putting the keywords on Google and find the relevant researches about the topic of the assignment. The best keywords will provide the best results related to your topic. And if you are unable to utilize the keywords in the best possible way, then your research might go wrong. For this purpose, the best use of keyword is very effective for getting the relevant information about your assignment topic. You can use Google Scholar, Yahoo, Ask, and there are many more websites on internet which you can explore to find the relevant material, facts, evidences, and relevant material about the topic. And you can also consult the library of your institution to find the relevant material, or you can also consult any public library to find any kind of material which is relevant to your topic. There is another source of researching for your topic, and which is the lectures of the teachers. The teachers deliver the lectures on certain topics too. You can explore those lectures and find the relevant material. You can find the relevant examples. You can find the relevant opinions and thoughts about the particular topic of your assignment, which help them to compile your all material in a form of an assignment. This is the last stage in writing an assignment, as up till now you have planned a proper structure for writing your assignment. You have understood the topic, you have conducted the research on the given keywords of your assignment topic. Now you have to jumble all the material in an organized and logical way. Before putting your all the material in a logical and organized way, you must be careful about the usage of diction. You must use your own words while presenting the idea in your assignment. And if you are quoting someone else's idea or thoughts, you can quote them as by giving a proper reference or citation. And if you are not giving the reference or citation of the other people's thought, then it must be considered as a plagiarized text or the plagiarized content, which is a crime. So be careful about the usage of your own words. You have to put the material, you have to put the facts, you have to put the evidence in a logical and organized way. There must be connection between the thoughts which you are presenting in your assignment. There must be connection between the paragraphs which you are putting in your assignment. The cohesion and the coherence must be evident in your assignment. You have to follow the standard structure of an assignment to jumble all the material in your assignment. Every assignment must have a structure, and the basic structure of an assignment contains these four parts. The first part of an assignment structure is the introduction. Introduction of an assignment must include the context or the background information about the topic or the question of the assignment. The second step in the assignment structure is the main body. The main body of the assignment includes your opinions about the topic, your views about the topic, the facts and the figures and the evidences and the relevant material which you can collected from conducting a research on the topic. You have to place all these material in a logical and organized way by keeping in mind the cohesion and cohesive devices of the language in main body of the assignment. The next step is the conclusion of the assignment. In conclusion of the assignment, you have to present the main points or the key points of the assignment, and to conclude the assignment very effectively and very briefly. The last part in the structure of an assignment is the reference list. Reference list is utilized to credit the other people work in your assignment. If you have quoted any kind of thought or material from any kind of book of an author, you have to credit the author for the assignment, for the piece of writing which you are quoting in your assignment. So you have to put all the references in the form of a list at the end of your assignment. And you also have to cite the reference in your assignment too. If you are quoting any kind of material from any other author's book, in your introduction part of the assignment you have to cite the text in your introduction part too, but you have to give a complete list of reference at the end of your assignment. When the process of writing an assignment starts, the first thing is the introduction of the assignment. In introduction of the assignment, students have to utilize all the relevant material which he collected by conducting the research by utilizing the keywords which are present in the topic of the assignment. The all the relevant information which the student researched, which the student collected after the thorough research, will utilize in the introduction, main body and conclusion part of the assignment. Now the first thing to put in introduction is to explain or justify the title of the assignment. What is the title talking about? What is the demand of the title? You have to justify the title with the help of facts and figures, with the help of different examples. The justification of the title is very important in the introduction part of the assignment. The next thing is to give the background knowledge about the topic. The background knowledge about the topic gives an insight for the further research or for the further study about the assignment topic. The background knowledge is a kind of the history about the topic on which you are conducting the research and on which you are doing your assignment. So it is very important to give the background or the context of the topic. For this purpose, you can use the quotations, you can use the piece of work from any other author, from any other book, but you have to give the reference from which book or from which author you are utilizing the material for your introduction part of the assignment. A good introduction always gives clue about the main body, and in conclusion, if your introduction is good, if you have written the material in an organized and logical way in the introduction part of your assignment, it compels the reader to read further your assignment in the main body part or the conclusion part. So your introduction must be strong, it must be coherent, it must be cohesive, and it must be organized in logical way. So write your introduction very well. In introduction part of the assignment, the usually the title is justified or explained, the background knowledge of the topic is provided, but in main body of the assignment, the details of the topic are provided with the help of some illustrations, with the help of example, with the help of tables, with the help of giving explanation, like you can put the causes, you can put the effects, strengths, weaknesses, advantages and disadvantages of the topic. You have to explain the topic, you have to provide the facts, figures and evidences about the topic in detail. One thing which you have to keep in mind is that there is no need to copy paste the material as it is. If you want to quote any kind of work of any other author from any other book, you have to give the proper reference, you have to cite the material in your main body part, and you also have to give a proper or complete reference at the end of your assignment in reference list. But firstly, you have to consider your own considerations, you have to utilize your own words, you have to utilize your own thoughts about the topic. You can as you have done a brief research on this topic, you have enough knowledge about the topic, you can use all the knowledge and try to convert all this knowledge in your own words, and utilize your own words while writing the main body of the assignment. You can also use headings and subheadings, as headings and subheadings give an organized structure to your assignment, and always keep in mind to be logical while writing in your assignment, as coherence and cohesion is the key to write an assignment. If there is no connection between your sentences and between your paragraphs, then then it will give a very bad impact to the reader. You can use illustrations means you can use any kind of picture, you can use any kind of figure or charts to represent any kind of process in your assignment. You can also support your stance with the help of examples. You can quote example from other books or other authors, and you have to give the reference if you are quoting from other authors or other books. You can support your explanation with these charts, with these tables and with these examples, but you have to be organized, you have to be logical while presenting the thoughts in your assignment. The organization and logical way is the key to to make an effective assignment. Always write in good paragraph structure, like your paragraph must contain 7 to 8 sentences, not more than this. And you have to keep in mind the sentence structure. You have to use the proper sentence structure while writing your assignment. Your sentences must be correct. You must use the accurate language for the assignment. The spelling, there must not be any kind of spelling errors. Punctuation errors must be avoided. You have to put the material in logical way, in a connected way, that it must be understandable by the reader, and must be presentable to the reader. So you have to keep in mind all these points while writing the main body of the assignment. Conclusion is the last stage in writing an assignment. If you are done with the introduction and the main body of the assignment, the last stage is conclusion. In conclusion, you have to compile the main points of the assignment. What are the key points of the assignment? What are the findings of the assignment? What are the results which are drawn from conducted a particular research in your assignment? So the main points or the key points are presented in conclusion part of the assignment. The conclusion is usually the final comment or the final explanation of your assignment. You have to conclude your whole research, you have to conclude your whole topic in a paragraph form or in 5 to 6 sentences in the conclusion part of your assignment. Conclusion part is very important, as most of the readers read this part to decide whether they will read your full assignment or not. So your conclusion must be effective. Introduction is also the same thing, which is important for a reader, as most of the readers read the conclusion and the introduction part of an assignment to decide whether they will read the full assignment or not. So your introduction and your conclusion must be strong, it must be effective. Conclusion also used to check the answer to the question, the answer which you have given in this assignment, whether the question uh, supports this, whether the answer is correct, whether the answer you gave to the question is right or not. So conclusion is that much important in an assignment. Conclusion can also be a review to your assignment, as it reviews your assignment fully. It gives a complete review of your assignment. What did you talk about in your introduction? What did you discuss in your main body? And what is the whole summary? What is the whole essence of your assignment? You have to put the essence of your assignment in conclusion part of your assignment. So conclusion is very much important in writing, and it's in an assignment, so it must be effective. The last step in writing an assignment is the reference list. Reference list is a list in which you have to credit the work of the authors which you have quoted in your assignment so far. So references may be from any kind of a book or from internet, or you can also take reference from article, from any kind of literature. The literature can be from a newspaper, from article, from internet source, from any book of a library, from any other source. You have to mention the reference of the material quoted in your assignment. If you are utilizing a book reference, and the book is in a printed form, or either it can be an e-book, you have to mention the name of the author. You have to mention the name of the title of the book, the publisher name, and the publishing company, in which country the book is published, and the year of publishing the book. You have to mention these things while giving the reference of a book, and you have to give the citation where you quoted the particular text in the assignment. But you have to give a detailed reference at the end of your assignment, as with the pattern given over here. You have to mention the author name, title, publisher, and year. And if you are taking uh, a reference from any internet source, you have to give the URL, which is the address link of the website from which you are taking the material, plus you have to mention the title of the website from where you have taken the material. So title and URL you have to mention in internet reference, and if you are quoting reference from the any kind of a book, you have to mention the author name, title, publisher and year. Same is the case with the article. You have to mention the name of the journal, you have to mention the name of the article, the name of the writer who is writing the particular article. You have to mention all these things in the reference list, and this list comes at the end of your assignment. So, plagiarism means a piece of writing that has been copied from someone else and is presented as being your own work. Like you are copy a material from someone else, but you are not giving them credit. You are saying that it is your own words. So, this is known as plagiarism, and it is a crime. So, we must avoid plagiarism while writing an assignment. To avoid plagiarism, we must write the content which must be plagiarism free and 100% original. Means you have to use your own consideration while attempting the assignment. And if you have to quote something in your assignment, you must use reliable and academic references. As you are writing an academic assignment, you have to use the academic references, and those references must be reliable. Your assignment must be collaborative in nature. You have to utilize your own considerations in your assignment. You have to use the reliable and academic references too to support your topic, to support your facts and evidences in your assignment. Your assignment must be in a proper structure. Your grammatical errors must not be there, and your spelling must be correct, your punctuation must be correct, the sentence structure which you are following in your assignment must be correct, the vocabulary must be up to the mark of the assignment, and the language you are utilizing in your assignment must be understandable for everyone. At the end, when you have completed your assignment, you have to check your assignment for the spelling errors, for grammatical errors. If there are any kind of errors, you have to correct them on the spot to make it an effective assignment and plagiarism free assignment. When you are done with your assignment, you have to make it a presentable one. For this purpose, you have to use certain layouts to make it presentable. I am giving you some tips to make your assignments presentable. The first thing you can do is that you can number the pages of your assignments in a sequence. Starting from the introduction page till the reference list page, you can give your assignment pages numbers as number 1, 2 and 3 till the reference list page. It gives a very good or presentable look to your assignment. Secondly, you can highlight or bold the headings and the subheadings used in your assignment, and you can also give them numbers. Like number 1 is the heading 1, then you can give number 2 to the heading 2, and you can move it further. So by giving the numbers and by highlighting the headings and subheadings, give an emphasis to this part of the assignment. You can also align the whole body text of the assignment, as it gives an organized look to your assignment. The bold and italic words usually highlight the emphasis on certain words. If you are using certain kind of terminology or any words which are the keywords or the important words of your assignment, if you can bold them or highlight or italicize them, this gives a very good impact for the reader. Here are some other tips for the layout of your assignment. If you are using a table in your assignment to present a comparison between the two concepts or the two terminologies, it helps you to organize the content in a logical way and presentable way too. And it also helps the reader to understand the comparison given in the table more easily, as compared to give the comparison in the paragraph form, as it is easy to understand the things which is presented in table as compared to read the paragraph to understand it. So utilization of tables and illustrations in assignment is a very good practice. The next point is that as assignments are the explanation of the topic on which you have conducted the research, therefore we must present the whole content, the whole facts, and the whole details about the topic in paragraph format, and there is no need to use the point or bullet format to present the things in your assignment. And if you are using an illustration or a chart or any picture in your assignment to support the material, it must be named, and you must have to give a caption to the illustration or the picture or the chart. By giving the caption or naming to the figure, it helps the reader to understand the purpose, understand the concept of the picture which you have pasted in your assignment. And if there is need to further explain the picture, it will be a good practice to explain the picture in your assignment, to explain the concept which you have given through this picture in your assignment in a paragraph form. It will help the reader to understand more in detail the purpose of pasting the picture in your assignment. Lastly, the fonts you are using in your assignment must be consistent. The recommended font for the assignment is the Times New Romans, and the size of the font is 12 font. So if you are following this standard format of the font in your assignment, it must be consistent. You have to use the same font type and same font size throughout your assignment. It gives your assignment a presentable look and effective look. So these are some of the tips for the layout to make your assignment presentable. There are some common mistakes which are done by the students while writing their assignment. The first mistake is that the students start their assignment in a delay. They thought they have enough time to complete their assignment, so they just got relaxed and they didn't plan anything about the process of writing assignment. So the first mistake in writing an assignment is that starting in delay. The second is poor planning. As students are not good in planning the assignment, they just copy paste the material from the internet or from any kind of book and just present their assignment. This is not a good practice. You have to properly plan about writing your assignment. You have to plan what things will come at the first step, what things will come at the second step, which material you have to present through illustration, which material you have to present using a table. You have to properly plan for your assignment. So planning is very much important, but again the students are very poor in planning the assignment. Another mistake in writing the assignment is the lack of adequate research. Students usually copy paste the material without conducting any kind of research on their assignment topic. They just copy paste the material from the book, from the internet sources, and present their assignment. This is not a good practice. Everyone must have to conduct an adequate research to bring out the findings, to bring out the evidence about their assignment. After writing the whole assignment, it must be reviewed for the grammatical errors, to see is there any spelling error, to see is there any punctuation errors, if there is any incorrect use of grammar. All these things must be addressed on time. The last thing is plagiarism. Plagiarism is copying the material of someone else and not giving the credit of copying the other's material. It is a crime. So everyone must avoid this practice. We always use our consideration while writing the assignments. So these are some of the common mistakes which students make while writing their assignment. We must avoid all these mistakes as much as possible. So this was all about how to write an assignment. You have to follow the standard structure of writing an assignment. You have to write the introduction, you have to write the main body, conclusion, and the reference list. You have to conduct proper research before putting your all thoughts in your assignment and presented it to your teacher. You have to work on the layout of your assignment to make it presentable. Here I am sharing some references for your help. You can explore them to read more about how to write your assignments or how to make your assignments effective. I hope you have understood all the material presented in this lecture, and you will apply all this information while writing your own assignments. Thank you for your time and patience.